Veronica, ready to start your day the right way. All of your news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. Boy, a busy weekend. We'll talk about it here this morning. The Nebraska softball team, they beat Grand Canyon 1-0 yesterday to advance to the NCAA Super Regionals for the second consecutive season. So we'll talk about the regionals this weekend, what's ahead for the Huskers, and get some comments from Nebraska head coach Rhonda Revelle and Nebraska player Jordy Fromm. That's coming up for you this morning. The Nebraska baseball team wrapping up the regular season. They swept Minnesota over the weekend. So the Huskers will be the number 2 seed for the Big Ten Conference Baseball Tournament that gets underway tomorrow in Omaha. Nebraska won't play until the quarterfinal round on Friday. Cade Merriman of Hastings College has been named the Midwest Region's Men's Track Athlete of the Year by the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association. We'll talk about that this morning. It's expected to be a stormy day today in Omaha, which is going to cause some problems for the state soccer tournament and the state baseball tournament. So we'll tell you how they have rearranged their schedules here for the next few days. NBA playoffs continuing. No games on the ice last night in the playoffs, but they got a big game coming up tonight. PGA Championship held over the weekend. Surprise winner there. NASCAR held their all-star race yesterday at Dover. We'll talk about that coming up. So all that and more is coming up as you wake up and get going here this morning on this Monday. Welcome in to Tyson Ervronic from the Western Studios. Good morning, my man.
Yeah, a big game on the ice. We'll have to get the wardrobe change here in the second half of the show. I still got a Sabres jersey somewhere in the back of the closet. Woke up a little late and had a few technical difficulties here to start off the morning to be able to get properly dressed for the show. We're still in our white sleep shirt. What's one of the things I love about this company, about this particular setup, is having your office 5 feet away from, where you work. If I would have had to drive to work, I'd have been late today.
Yeah, you would have been late.
I'd have been late, and I'd have been pissed, and I'd have been cussing. But you get that refreshing extra 2 minutes to be able to at least pour some water over your eyes and get ready for the work week. We worked all weekend basically, so that was poof. She goes, but we were able to enjoy some softball action and a little baseball as well. Was it Friday night? That was fun. When Nebraska was able to knock off and to get the comeback victory over South Dakota, and then literally a minute later, we flipped to the baseball game and we watched baseball get the punch out, the save, the come from behind victory against Minnesota. It happened within minutes, so that was a fun night to be a Husker. And then just the way that Jordy and Alexis controlled the circle, and I told you going in that these weren't going to be runaway games. I believe you heard it here first, that we were going to have tough opponents. The South Dakota with some of their local flavor in the lineup and getting that opportunity to, get after the who's who in Nebraska softball. They wanted, and they had that chip on their shoulder. They played like it. They played damn good. In that, even in that loss, and then Grand Canyon, we went toe to toe. They had an ace. They had a pitching staff. They were right there. A solo shot being the difference yesterday, and just when you look back at Jordy being the difference on Saturday, matching that career high with strikeouts. There's so many good things to take away from, and the casual fan that has not been paying attention to the greater side of softball and the greater side of the sport could look at it and go, "Oh my God, where's our offense? Where's our offense?" I'll tell you right now, 2-0 ball games, 1-0 ball games. Get ready, that's going to be how we win. Is scratch across the run and manage to let Jensen and Fromm do the pitching for us, because at this point in the game, if you don't have an ace, you're not here. You're not in Super Regionals. So get ready for a whole lot more of those tight, gut-wrenching, dramatic affairs with Nebraska softball if we're going to continue this ride. But great victories this weekend, and really proud of how Rhonda and the rest of the girls came through.
4-1 in that ball game against South Dakota, and then 2 tough games against the Grand Canyon, winning 2-0 and 1-0 yesterday to lock up the Super Regionals. So Nebraska, they already knew that if they won the regionals this weekend, that they would get to host the Super Regionals. So their wish came true, and now we're matched up with the 13th seed in the tournament in Oklahoma State. A team that we saw earlier this year during the regular season. We had a 3-game series with them. We split 2 games with Oklahoma State, and the third one was called off because of the weather. So we've seen Oklahoma State. So now we've got to win 2 out of 3 to advance to the World Series down at Oklahoma City. We get them at home beginning Thursday night. The first game will be at 8 p.m. on Thursday at Bowlin Stadium, a game you'll be able to see on ESPN2. So the Huskers matched up with kind of a familiar foe in Oklahoma State in the Super Regionals.
Well, Big 12, Big 8 rivalries renewed with Oklahoma State coming into play. And here's the deal. Like, we say this, Tom Izzo in March, right? Gonzaga in March. It's just one of those things. It's Oklahoma State in May. 13 seed, and you could go, oh, they're just a 13 seed. We could breathe a little bit easier. We might have got a lucky draw. It's Oklahoma State, and that's a proud program, especially when it comes to the sport of softball. They like playing in their home state in the postseason, and they're going to be hungry, and they're a really good softball program. So I'm going to tell you again, it's going to take our A game. I wouldn't be surprised to see it go 3. To be brutally honest, I wouldn't be surprised to see this baby go 3. I think that we'll take care of business, but at the end of the day, like again, that'll be an exciting matchup. So excited to see that this Memorial Day weekend.
Thursday at 8, Friday at 4, and Saturday at 4 o'clock. ESPN2. Yeah, the if necessary game on Saturday. You said it was going to go 3, so I had to throw it.
Well, sure, yeah.
So it'll be ESPN2 for the first 2 games, and then the if necessary game will be on Saturday at 4 on ESPN. So that's what's going on for Nebraska softball. Nebraska baseball team, they wrapped up the regular season over the weekend, 3-game sweep over Minnesota. Can you mention it when we started off here? A couple of exciting games. Huskers coming back late to get the sweep over the weekend. Anyway, Nebraska finishes the regular season 41-14, 23-7 in the conference. They will move on down to the Big Ten Conference Tournament, which will be at Charles Schwab Field in Omaha. Nebraska will be the number 2 seed, so we won't play until the quarterfinals. And I saw your post yesterday regarding the goofy Big Ten baseball tournament. The conference baseball tournament brackets. The top 4 seeds, they will advance into the quarterfinals on Friday. That will be a single elimination tournament. Once we get to Friday, everybody else, they're going to play in this double elimination tournament beginning tomorrow. So when they came out with the brackets, and you were right, anytime that the brackets are 2 pages, it's goofy. Yeah, it's goofy. Goofy as crap. It's a double elimination tournament beginning tomorrow for everybody else but the top 4 seeds, UCLA, Nebraska, Oregon, and USC. Everybody else will play a double elimination tournament. That'll wrap up on Thursday. And then the winners of the double elimination tournament, they got them divided up into like 2 quadrants or 4 quadrants, and hell, even a sports guy, I was scratching my head yesterday. How's this thing going to work? So I'm with you. Any bracket that's got 2 pages and that you got to sit there and look at to see how the damn thing is going to work is too confusing.
There have been 2 good arguments. I will validate these arguments in terms of, like if I was Tony Reale on Around the Horn, I would be awarding a lot of points here, and these guys would probably be facing off. But there's a pro and there's a con against this, and again, both valid. But we'll start with cornbread. Cornbread, big Royals fan, and he chimed in. And again, I'm just going on their comments alone because I'm iffy on this. I don't like how it's set up. I don't like how other teams get 2 opportunities to stay alive, but yet the top 4 teams only, if they lose once, poof, they're done. I'm on the fence, but so Cornbread goes, it protects your top seeds from burning out a pitching staff a week before the tournament that actually counts, right? So the logic is your top 4 seeds have the biggest chance to make regionals, super regionals, the tournaments that count. So don't burn up the pitching staffs. Logic dictates that if you're a top 4 seed, you should be in the tourney. Why, as a conference, would you want to jeopardize your top teams doing well against other conferences in a national tournament? Much better than last year, IMO, which is, in my opinion. That's a valid statement from Cornbread, right? Like, I can see the logic behind that.
Yeah, I like that argument.
It's a good argument. Little E chiming in. I know it gives the advantage or the bump for the top 4 teams. However, like the World Series like the wild card round in the MLB, a team can get on a roll offensively and come up on a team that has sat all week and only has to beat them 1 game, and then that team is out. Baseball is a game of momentum, and I can see this bite at least one of the top 4 teams in the ass. And I can see that as a very valid argument. So there's 2 points against this. I'm leaning Team Cornbread here with the don't burn your pitching staff if you're a top 4 team.
Yeah, I'm on his island.
I'm leaning that way. But I don't like the fact that there's a freaking double elimination tournament that's going on a week, and you have to wait and wait and wait. This thing's starting Tuesday, and we won't get back into action until Friday. And like he said, you've got teams that are going to get on a roll, going to get on some momentum, and you're coming in cold. And so I can see that as a valid argument. I don't know. The only happy medium, I guess, is make it a 1-page bracket.
Yeah, like everybody else.
And like everybody else, just play the damn thing.
So anyway, softball has got these super regionals beginning this weekend, beginning Friday. Baseball team, they'll play on Friday in Omaha against an opponent that will be determined this week. So that's what's going on for Husker athletics. As far as the high school stuff is concerned, it's going to be a stormy day today in Omaha.
Is there a window?
A small window again, like it was last year.
State baseball rolls around, plan for it.
So anyway, state soccer is also in Omaha, and this was supposed to be a championship day. It's supposed to be Monday and Tuesday. Well, they looked at the forecast, and they are calling for the stuff that we had over the weekend around here. So they have moved the state soccer tournament to Tuesday and Wednesday. They're going to be playing the girls' championship games now on Tuesday. Lincoln Pius will play Blair in Class B, followed by the Class A game between Omaha Marion and Elkhorn South. Then the boys' championships will be played on Wednesday. Gretna will play Lexington in the Class B state championship game at 4:30 on Wednesday, followed by the Class A state championship, Lincoln Southwest and Omaha Scott. So they just moved back the state championship games from Monday, Tuesday to Tuesday and Wednesday for soccer. Baseball, they're going to go ahead and try to play today. There's a window of opportunity again.
I love it.
God, last year, remember you and I?
No way.
I think it was on this Monday. In fact, I know it was.
Yep.
A year ago on this Monday, you and
Today.
I were heading to Omaha in the rain.
Downpour.
Yeah, we thought.
The windshield wipers were not really actively doing anything. They were just spreading the water around, and I'm sitting there like, what the hell are we going to Omaha for? This is going to be the most worthless trip in our entire existence. And they kept saying, and we kept texting the entire way through. I was doing most of the texting because you were driving. And I kept going the entire way up, like, hey, still on? Yeah, there's a window of opportunity. And no sooner than the third out call was made at the Adams Central game, the heavens opened up, and there the window was shut, but the games were already over, so we were one and done.
So anyway, they're going to try to play 12 baseball games today, they're going to have that rolling schedules, which means they're not going to take the time in between games. It's going to be like 30 minutes in between games. They're going to play them as fast as they can.
Yeah.
The Class A game is going to be at Warner Park today. Omaha West Side will play Creighton Prep beginning at 9, followed by Grand Island against Lincoln Southwest, Millard South against Millard North, and Lincoln East against Papillion La Vista South. Class B games will be at Fricky Field in Papillion. Lincoln Pius will play Gretna East at 9 this morning, followed by Seward against Lincoln Standing Bear, Omaha Scott against Omaha Gross, and Elkhorn North against Platte Valley. Class C games will be at Ty Anderson Field at UNO. It'll be a St. Paul Palmer against Guardian Angels Central Catholic West Point Beamer at 9 this morning, followed by Arlington against Omaha Roncalli. Central City Centura against Mount Michael, and Auburn will play Lincoln Lutheran. We'll see how far they get in baseball today.
I'd say 4:30.
Yeah, I'd say probably sometime this afternoon.
4:30, 5 o'clock. That's about how much baseball you're going to get in. So,
which means they'll have a altered schedule for the rest of the week for baseball.
Yeah, hope for pitchers duels in the 9 o'clock game and 1-0 ball games. Oh,
which
man.
Could happen. But
could.
Anyway, and then in addition to all that, we've got district golf is beginning today.
Oh, nice.
A lot of the district golf tournaments going to be held today, including one at Southern Hills. I think Adams Central is hosting the C4 district golf meet, so they'll be teeing off at 9 o'clock this morning. You'll see how far they get in a district golf. If you're not playing at Southern Hills, the other area teams are playing in Grand Island and Indian Head in GI in Class D. So the smaller schools will be up in Grand Island, and everybody else basically in the area will be playing out at Southern Hills today. So we'll see. It's going to be a miserable day to play golf, but we'll see how they get along today for district golf. We had a very stormy weekend.
Yeah, we did.
God. And thanks to Tim Jones with Nebraska Weather TV, we joined up with him on Saturday for our severe weather coverage. I think he was on the air for 6 hours with us on Saturday here on Extreme Sports. Again, yesterday when the tornadoes started to pop up north of Grand Island, we were on the air with severe weather coverage with Tim again for 3 or 4 hours yesterday. So it was a busy weekend for us as far as severe weather was concerned, but we got you covered here, hooking up with Tim Jones and the folks at Nebraska Weather TV with our severe weather coverage.
Yeah.
I might throw this in while we were doing severe weather coverage for probably 10 hours plus this weekend.
Yes.
You know what our competitors were doing across town?
Don't.
They were playing music. They didn't give a damn about severe weather. They didn't do anything. But we were on the air for 10 hours to provide all the information you needed. But the guys across town, I don't know if they were sleeping or what, but they weren't on the air at all. They were playing music. So a little dig in this morning. 7:19, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's a huddle up on Extreme Sports. Again, if you'd like to chime in on anything we've talked about so far today, give us a shout out on the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line, 402-834-1330, 402-834-1330. If you'd like to leave us a message on our social media sites, we'll get to those comments as well. NBA from yesterday, Cleveland beat Detroit 125-94. So Cleveland wins the Eastern Conference semifinal series 4-3. We're now into the conference finals, and the Western Conference finals will begin on Wednesday in the NBA as San Antonio will play at Oklahoma City. Then the Eastern Conference finals will start on Thursday. Cleveland will play at the New York Knicks. But only one game yesterday. It was a series clincher. Cleveland knocking off Detroit 125-94. He won that series 4-3, and now we get ready for the Eastern and Western Conference final series coming up this week. Those will both be 7-game affairs.
As you mentioned, no action on the ice last night. Action going to be heating up tonight. It's a Game 7 for Buffalo as the Sabres will be hosting the Montreal Canadiens. That action will get underway at 6:30 on ESPN. Game 7, nothing like it. If you're going to be a casual hockey fan, tonight would be the night to tune in. Plus, we have an American team versus a Canadian team, so there's something to root for if you're a casual hockey fan. You can put on that Buffalo Sabres jersey like I'm going to do for the second half of this show, and let's go Buffalo. Let's win something because we can't beat the Chiefs in football. Let's at least get something done in hockey. Let's go Sabres.
Buffalo on the ice tonight. The Preakness was run over the weekend. I didn't see it. I saw the replay of it.
Napoleon Solo.
Napoleon Solo, who is an 8-1 morning line. I guess he wasn't a favorite. He was on down the list, but again, a surprise winner in the Preakness. We saw the surprise stuff in the Kentucky Derby a couple of weeks ago, and now Napoleon Solo, he won the Preakness.
We had him circled on the show. That wasn't like a shocking victory.
He was an 8-1.
Yeah.
Jimmy was on Ocelli.
Yep.
He finished actually fourth, just out of the money.
I know, because I had first and fourth. And Matt didn't cash any money from my exotic box.
Did you have Napoleon Solo?
I had Napoleon Solo and Ocelli, but it was a 1-4 finish. That doesn't win anything on your exacta box.
Yeah, I know we kind of talked about Taj Mahal.
Mm-hmm.
He did not hit the board. So it was Napoleon Solo, Iron Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Honor is basically the favorites, the morning line favorite for the Preakness at 9-2. He finished second. Chip Honcho, he finished third. He was a 5-1 favorite. Then we had Ocelli and Incredibolt, the top five in the Preakness from Saturday.
Yeah.
So, again, you were a loser. Did not cash the ticket.
I can safely say, because I was working all weekend, that I didn't even get the opportunity to make the bet.
To make the bet, so you saved some money?
We saved $12. But I would have gone Napoleon Solo and Ocelli and probably thrown another horse in there, and I wouldn't hit the board on 2 or 3. So
no.
But I did. I liked Napoleon Solo going forward in the Preakness. So as mentioned on Friday's show,
we got another one coming up.
The Belmont.
Yeah.
At the Big A.
Aaron Rye.
That's not where I thought you were going to go. We had news around the other Aaron, but go ahead with Rye.
Aaron Rye, he won the PGA Championship over the weekend. Everybody's saying, who in the hell is this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rye won the PGA Championship over the weekend, the first English-born golfer to win the PGA Championship since 1919.
Wow.
That's over 100 years ago. Aaron Rye, he wins the PGA Championship. I guess he's best known as a guy who wears 2 golf gloves on the tour.
What?
I didn't know that was
He wears
so
two golf
uncommon.
gloves?
Yeah, he wears 2 golf, one on each hand.
No. You're not an MLB batter. God, get out there and act like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, but
Go win a PGA championship or something.
That's what he did. 5 under par 65 in the final round. 72-hole total of 9 under 271. 3 strokes better than John Rahm and Alex Smalley. So, Aaron Rye, he wins the PGA Championship over the weekend in racing. Denny Hamlin won the NASCAR All-Star race at Dover. It was a non-points race, but Denny Hamlin,
Practice.
Well, he also pockets $1 million for winning the race.
Expensive practice.
Denny Hamlin winning the NASCAR All-Star race. Second one he's won. He also won the NASCAR All-Star race in 2015. So he pockets $1 $1 million for his efforts.
There you go.
Aaron Rodgers.
There it is.
Aaron Rodgers is coming back. He's not done yet. Aaron Rodgers is signed on with the Pittsburgh Steelers for another year. Boy, they're going to pay him his base salary. Last year, when he signed that one-year deal with the Pittsburgh, was for $13.65 million last year. He is signing on for another year with Pittsburgh. Base salary of between $22 and $23 million. So he's going to receive a $10 million raise for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The deal with incentives could be worth up to $25 million. So Aaron Rodgers, I know we've got some Steelers fans in the lobby.
6 Steelers fans.
You've got Aaron Rodgers coming back for another year. Finished the season last year completing 65.7% of his passes. His best mark since 2021. Threw for 3,322 yards, 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So how about that? Aaron Rodgers, he's come out of his hole, and he's going to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was in town evidently over the weekend. He was seen with some of his teammates eating ice cream. That's what the story says. He was in town over the weekend. He was seen with some of his teammates eating ice cream, and he's expected to be at the OTAs beginning today.
All right.
He's at a local ice cream shop Friday night.
That's awesome. I'm going to jump to the comment section so we can squeeze this in before our news break. Ryan Martin Outdoors from our YouTube page has chimed in that Kansas is Big 12 champions in baseball. So go Rock Chalk Jayhawk baseball. Shane, IT guy, says he wears 2 golfing gloves. Now I know why you're not very good. And then Chief, who, by the way, celebrated a birthday yesterday. Birthday yesterday for the Chief. He chimes in with boo for the Aaron Rodgers news.
Is this the week he's going to Vegas, Chief?
Probably.
Well, we talked about it last week. I think Chief was, remember, he was going to call into the show.
I don't remember what I had for supper last night, let alone what the hell we talked about on last week's show.
Yeah, Chief. I think Chief was going to Vegas this week, and we're going to talk about whether that was going to be at the tail end of his day that he was going to call in because it's 2 hours earlier out there.
That's right.
Or he was going to wake up 2 hours earlier out there and be on the show. See, I think this is the week that Chief is heading to Vegas.
I think maybe Thursday.
Oh, if it's Friday, we're not going to be here.
And Monday, right?
Yeah, Friday and Monday we're taking off.
Let's make that announcement to the listeners today.
Yeah, Friday and Monday we're not going to be here
because it's Memorial Day weekend. But it seems so early for Memorial Day weekend.
Why does it seem early?
It does. Anybody else out there? Am I the only one on this planet? Memorial Day weekend should not be the 3rd week of May. May started early. It's ending early. It's ending on like a wonky random Tuesday. To me, Memorial Day weekend seems like we are way too ahead because it has to be the last Monday in May. And even though it's the last Monday in May, like May's not getting done until...
Yeah, the calendar's kind of messed up.
It's a little screwy. And so Memorial Day is like super, super early today.
Well, it is on the last Monday, but the last Monday is like the 26th. And that Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, so next Monday is the 25th.
Even earlier.
Yeah, a day earlier.
It's normally like the 30th or the 31st.
Yeah.
You normally can get it pretty close.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's probably the case.
There we go.
So it's going to be the 25th, which is Memorial Day, and we'll be back at work on the 26th.
It's never been this early.
Just in time to celebrate my birthday.
Anywho's, yes, Chief will be in Vegas starting Thursday.
Oh, so
Your
he'll have to call in on Thursday then.
your birthday.
Yeah, it's next, let's see, next Tuesday.
What the hell? We didn't have a party?
Good.
Don't
Could
have any
have a
sports
party.
going on yet.
After Memorial Day, are you ready to hop back in to have us a party?
Are you going to be ready to hop back in?
Oh, yeah. I might get started on about Saturday. You got plans for the holiday weekend?
Hell no. There are no
Work?
plans. Work.
You always work.
It's
You used
'cause
to
I'm
come
old.
down with us at the lake.
Yeah, then I got old and needed money.
Money's a good thing.
I like money.
Money's a good thing. Anyway, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. If you'd like to chime in today, 402-834-1330. 402-834-1330. That's the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. If you'd like to leave us a message on our social media sites, we're monitoring those comments as well. Waking up with us here this morning on this Monday at 7:31.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Well, Mike, as you alluded to, cleanup is underway in Howard County after a tornado near St. Libory destroyed at least 2 homes Sunday evening. Emergency officials say several other structures were also damaged as severe storms moved through the area. Despite the destruction, no serious injuries were immediately reported. Storm spotters and residents captured video of the tornado as it touched down north of Grand Island. Damage assessments are continuing as crews work to restore power and clear debris from the area. Meanwhile, Nebraska's congressional races are beginning to take shape following the statewide primary election last week. In Nebraska's largely rural 3rd District, longtime Congressman Adrian Smith advanced through the Republican primary and now heads towards the general election. 2 other potential candidates, Mark Cohen of Lemoyne and Macy Budke of North Platte, are circulating petitions to appear as nonpartisan candidates in the 3rd District. The due date is August 3rd to qualify for the November 3rd ballot. It is coming up on 7:34. We'll head back over to the Eastern Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
Well, sports today is brought to you by Bamboo Mind and Body Spa, America's first 24-hour holistic wellness center, located at 208 South Burlington in Hastings or in Blue Hill. The Nebraska softball team beat Grand Canyon 1-0 yesterday to advance to the NCAA Super Regionals for the 2nd consecutive season. Alexis Jensen grabbed the win in the circle. She tossed 5 innings and gave up only 1 hit while striking out 7 and allowing only 1 walk. Jordy Fromm recorded her 12th save of the season, which ties the Big Ten's single-season record. Offensively, Hannah Carmazan provided the only run of the game with a solo home run in the first inning. Samantha Bland added a couple of base hits. Nebraska is now 49-6 on the season. They'll play Oklahoma State in the Super Regionals beginning Thursday at Bowlin Stadium. The 2 teams split 2 games earlier this year before a 3rd game was canceled due to the weather. Thursday's game will be at 8 o'clock on ESPN2. The Nebraska baseball team swept Minnesota over the weekend to finish the regular season 41-14. 23-7 in the conference. Nebraska will be the number 2 seed for the Big Ten Conference Baseball Tournament that gets underway tomorrow in Omaha, but won't play until Friday in the quarterfinals. The top 4 seeds in the tournament are UCLA, Nebraska, Oregon, and USC. In the games tomorrow, Purdue will play Michigan State at 9, followed by Iowa against Illinois. At 5 o'clock, it'll be Michigan against Rutgers, followed by Ohio State against Washington. Cade Merriman of Hastings College has been named the Midwest Region's Men's Track Athlete of the Year by the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association. Merriman ended the regular season ranked 8th nationally in the 100 meters with a time of 10.28 seconds. He crossed the finish line first in 6 of 7 100-meter races that he competed in this season and won the event at the GPAC Outdoor Championships. Again, it's expected to be a stormy day today in Omaha, which is causing some problems for the state soccer tournament and the state baseball tournament. The soccer tournament has been delayed by a day, so the girls' championship games will now be played on Tuesday, with Lincoln Pius playing Blair for the Class B state championship at 4:30, followed by the Class A game between Omaha Marion and Elkhorn South. The boys' championship games will be played on Wednesday. Gretna will play Lexington for the Class B state championship at 4:30, followed by the Class A state championship game between Lincoln Southwest and Omaha Skutt. They're going to try to play baseball today in Omaha. There's 12 baseball games. They're going to split them up at 3 locations today in Omaha. Class A will be at Warner Park. Class B games will be at Fricky Field and Papillion. The Class C games will be at Ty Anderson Field at UNO. That's a check on your sports headlines at 7:36 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
After a busy weather weekend, things are starting to quiet down and cool down as well. Today on Monday, we'll have an outside chance for an area shower or storm that'll carry through tonight as well. A high of 58. We'll keep clouds around and a little breezy as well. Tonight, we'll keep the winds around and a low of 39. Sunshine returns throughout the day on Tuesday. It'll still be breezy and a high in the low 60s. 37 Tuesday night. Then on Wednesday, 60 and 60s the rest of the week with more chances for rain.
As you wake up and get going this morning, there's a tad cooler today. North winds at 10 miles per hour. It's cloudy, 53 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Start your engines, Hastings. It's time for fast, loud Friday nights at Cam Raceway. Cam Raceway is located just east of Hastings on J Street. Catch the adrenaline-pumping action every Friday night through August. Watch stock non-wing micros, restricted micros, junior sprints, cage karts, and more tear up Nebraska's fastest 8-mile dirt track. Gates open at 7. Racing roars to life at 8. Only $10 to get in, and kids 12 and under are free with a paying adult. Cam Raceway, where speed meets dirt and Friday nights come alive. Don't miss it.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at Hamilton.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Mike Will, Tyson Irvonic with you. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Monday. And thanks for joining us, whether you're listening to us on our website at x-streamsports.com, maybe on your smartphone with our free mobile app, maybe on your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch. Thanks for listening to us as we get you up, get you going here on this Monday morning. Yeah, we talked about softball. Nebraska beating Grand Canyon yesterday by a score of 1-0, locking up the Lincoln Regional, the NCAA softball tournament. So Nebraska moves on to play in the Super Regionals this week against Oklahoma State. Following the game yesterday, Rhonda Revelle, head coach for the Huskers, says she's delighted to be playing in the Super Regional this week.
Well, we got our wish. It was really the players that set the tone with that last year. So it's a player-led team, and just really proud that they're getting to be able to experience that and what they did today. You know, I just want to start out by saying Grand Canyon is a really good softball team, and they fought their tails off. I grabbed a couple of seniors at the end. They had tears in their eyes because, you know, you don't win 50-plus games and not do a lot of things right. And so I thought they were really a formidable opponent. And the fact that we had to throw shutouts both days, and I'll start with today. I thought Lex and Jordy together were unbelievable. Lex came out and just competed her tail off. You know, she did that in the Big Ten tournament too. The moment didn't get too big for her. That inning where they had runners at first and second with nobody out, and they rolled over the lineup. I mean, that's a tough start of their lineup because of how they could put the ball in play in so many different ways and the speed that they have. The fact that she got us out of that without any damage was really, I say this, it was a big girl moment.
And Rhonda says her team found out how to win close games, not only in this regional, but throughout the season.
We lost one-run ball games last year at the end, so I'm viewing it as a really big victory to win the one-run ball games because, honestly, the first day of fall ball in whatever, the end of August, that's what we were talking about, how to get on the right side of the one-run ball game. So I don't care. It could be 12-11, but I'll take 1-0 too, because that's pretty clean.
And Rhonda says her team played pretty well all weekend long.
I think every game that we had this weekend, we even got a little more poised because we played in 3 really tight ball games. I thought, you know, at times maybe on Friday we bent, we didn't break. I thought today we were rock solid. You know, and honestly, I thought our approach was better at the plate. We didn't have a lot to show for it, but that's a good pitcher. If you look at the TrackMan spin rate, it's elite spin. But I will tell you that I thought we had a better approach. And I think they would tell you that they felt more confident up the plate, too.
Jordy Fromm, of course, the two-way player for Nebraska. She's been to a Super Regional before. The Huskers won the Super Regional last year. Jordy, of course, had the career down in Oklahoma where she won a national championship. So she's been in a Super Regional before. But she says it's going to be special playing this Super Regional at home.
Well, we went to Super Regionals last year, so this will be the second time with Nebraska. But to do it at home in Lincoln, that's something we've never done. So everybody's just so excited. It's a blessing to wrap up a high-emotion weekend like this and be able to wake up in our own beds tomorrow morning and have a whole week at home and not have to get ready to travel. And all we have to do is prepare. So it's huge. We're excited. Bowling was incredible this weekend. Such a fun atmosphere to play in. So we're just thankful for our fans for that, and we're thankful to be able to do it another weekend.
So Nebraska, Oklahoma State, in the Super Regionals this week. First game will be Thursday, 8 o'clock on ESPN2. The second game will be on Friday at 4 o'clock, also on ESPN2. And then the if necessary game will be on Saturday, 4 o'clock starting time on ESPN. All those games at Bowlin Stadium in Lincoln. Winner of the Super Regional will advance to the World Series down in Oklahoma City. So, yeah, I think there's bigger things to accomplish. Huskers winning the NCAA Lincoln Regional over the weekend, and now they move on to the Super Regionals with a shot at maybe making a run in the World Series here next week. But got to get by Oklahoma State this weekend.
Yeah, got to get by a softball program. Got to continue to get the same kind of pitching results that we've got in the circle. Continue to attack, pound the zone, rack up your strikeouts. Offense got to make some clutch hitting. We got some clutch hitting from Core at the 2-hole. She had 2 triples in that regional series. She was a big bat, and obviously with Cammons in yesterday with the solo shot, and sometimes it's all you need. And I think you have to have that level of confidence if you're Nebraska softball that if you get your one, you're going to be okay. But defense continues to going to have to make plays behind them as they've done all series, and I expect much of the same from Nebraska. I don't think we'll dip down in quality. But I think the quality of our opponent comes up a notch. And so, again, going to take a game only from here on out if we want to get a shot to get to OKC.
7:47, waking up with Mike and Tyson, huddle up here on Extreme Sports. Zach Wheeler pitched 7 sparkling innings, and Bryce Harper hit a home run off of Paul Skeens on Sunday to lead the Philadelphia Phillies to a 6-0 win over the Pittsburgh Pirates in a sweep of their 3-game series. The resurgent Phillies improved to 15-4 since interim manager Don Mattingly took over, and they snuck over the 500 mark at 24-23 for the first time since April 7th. Philadelphia has not lost a series with Mattingly at the helm, and the club even went 1-0 without him on Saturday in another 6-1 win over the Pirates. Dusty Wathan was the acting manager. Well, Mattingly attended his son Trevor's graduation at Purdue University. So if you're a baseball fan, Major League Baseball fan, you know that the Philadelphia Phillies are on a run here, 15-4 now under their interim manager in Don Mattingly. So sometimes that happens.
Yep.
You change the manager, you change the guy at the top making some decisions, and your team goes on a run. And that's the case for the Phillies. They're 15-4.
The question mark now is, how the hell are you catching Atlanta? Atlanta just continuing to race out of the gates. They have the best record in, I believe, all of the National League at a 32-game win clip, 32-15. They lead the division. And then when you take a look at the wild card standings, Philadelphia still 3.5 back, but I could see them easily climbing up into the ranks. We'll see if St. Louis can continue to hold serve. They had a good weekend again, holding on to that 3rd spot in the wild card, and were able to take 2 away from Kansas City. A couple come from behind walk-off victories. I think for Saturday was the most fun with the Tarps Off boys up in the upper deck, all waving around their shirts, and then Ollie Marmol ends up inviting that particular fan base into the clubhouse to hang out with the boys because he said that they were just as important as any of the 9 guys out on the field. So Ollie embracing the fans showing love back. Complete 180 in St. Louis from where we were at a year ago. This team's having fun. They're playing good baseball, and it's good to see. Sometimes you play the long game. I'm not a patient person, so I don't play the long game. I play the let's win now and let's figure it out now. There was a lot of comments that I made that I'm eating crow on because this turned out to be a good vision for the squad, and we're starting to see the favors pay off. Right now, I think my most desperate plea from the fan base for the Cardinals organization is we've seen this young talent already kicking ass at the major league level. We need to do what Atlanta did 2 years ago and that's start to spend a little money. And I don't mean like bringing anybody in. I mean spending money on what you have. Let's get these guys locked into long-term contracts, 5-6 year deals. Get these guys to see. We know what the middle of our infield's going to look like with J.J. Weatherholt, Nolan Gorman, Mason Wynn up the middle. They're all in the rookie contracts and last year's their contracts. Let's get these guys sewed up, deals in place, and let's keep this thing rolling for as long as we can.
Yeah, it's already toward the end of May, and you really haven't went off on St. Louis.
Haven't needed to.
Which is not you.
Haven't needed to. They're in a good spot right now, and only going to get better. And again, I don't mean that by saying only going to get better this year, or let's go hop on the bandwagon and we're going to win a World Series. I'm saying that we're playing at a clip that is above expectations, and so why don't we just go ahead and lock that in?
Yeah, respectable. They're playing respectable.
That's all
baseball.
we want. That's all we want. We just don't want to be at the bottom of the NL Central standings, like where we've been for the last 2 years. That's
Blowing
an embarrassing,
leads all the time.
Embarrassing spot to be in.
Blowing leads all the time, and people like you getting on talk shows the next morning and bitching, pissing, and moaning how
it's easy to do.
Oh yeah, it is. We're giving you a platform. And
when things aren't going right for you, it's easy to turn up the intensity and turn up the heat, and you have a desire to want to see immediate change. I get it as a fan base. I've been there for the last 25 years with Nebraska football.
Oh, God, don't bring that up. We made a pact, didn't we? We weren't going to talk about Nebraska football until, like, July.
Yeah, we made a pact, and then all these other Husker shows that are... I was reading an article the other day. Who the shit comes up with some of this stuff, man? Like, writing an article in the bathtub with rubber duckies, and they're talking about the path for Nebraska to get 10 wins, and I'm like, are you kidding me? And they're making this big old grand case, like, oh, just so overrated or so underrated coming in, and we're coming in.
Did you take time to read the article?
I didn't. Because it's like wrapped in a paywall, and I refuse to do that kind of shit. And it's all clickbait material. It's trash. So I never open it. I just look at the comment sections and I watch some of these people, respectable Husker fans that I know and hang out with and will occasionally drink a beer with, that are just so wrapped up in their own little psychotic world that Nebraska is going to be a national championship contender or a tournament contender, and I just shake my head. I shake my head.
All right, we can cross that bridge here in a couple of weeks, I suppose. 7:53, waking up with Mike and Tyson. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for a Monday.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
All right, shall we go over to the news page, shall we? There we go. Okay, cleanup underway in Howard County after a tornado near St. Liboria destroyed at least 2 homes Sunday evening. Emergency officials say several other structures were also damaged as severe storms moved through central Nebraska. Despite the destruction, no serious injuries were immediately reported. Storm spotters and residents captured video of the tornado. As it touched down north of Grand Island, damage assessments are continuing as crews work to restore power and clear debris from the area. Nebraska's congressional races are beginning to take shape following the state's primary election. Here in Nebraska's largely rural 3rd District, longtime Congressman Adrian Smith has advanced through the Republican primary and now heads towards the general election. His opponent, 2 potential candidates, Mark Cohen of Lemoyne and Macy Budke of North Platte, are circulating petitions to appear as nonpartisan candidates in the 3rd District. The due date is August 3rd to qualify for the November 3rd ballot. 5 minutes until 8 o'clock. Let's head back over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, sports brought to you by Bamboo Mind and Body Spa of Hastings and Blue Hill. Check them out at bamboospa.website or on Facebook. It's expected to be a stormy day today in Omaha, which is causing some problems for the state soccer tournament and the state baseball tournament. The soccer tournament has been delayed by a day. That means the girls' state championship games will now be played on Tuesday, with Lincoln Pius playing Blair in the Class B game at 4:30, followed by the Class A championship between Omaha Marion and Elkhorn South. The boys' championships will be played on Wednesday. Gretna will play Lexington in Class B at 4:30, followed by the Class A game between Lincoln Southwest and Omaha Scots. There's going to be 12 baseball games today. Keep your fingers crossed. 3 locations in Omaha. Class A, Warner Park, Omaha West Side, and Omaha Creighton Prep, followed by Grand Island against Lincoln Southwest, Millard South against Millard North, Lincoln East against Papillion La Vista South. Class B games will be at Fricky Field in Papillion. Lincoln Pius will play Gretna East. Seward will take on Lincoln Standing Bear, and Omaha Scott will play Omaha Gross, and Elkhorn North will take on Platte Valley. Class C games will be at Ty Anderson Field at UNO. St. Paul Palmer will play Guardian Angels Central Catholic West Point Beamer. Arlington will battle Omaha Roncalli. Central City Centura will take on Mount Michael, and Auburn will play Lincoln Lutheran. That's a check on your sports headlines at 7:57 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
After a busy weather weekend, things are starting to quiet down and cool down as well. Today on Monday, we'll have an outside chance for an area shower or storm that'll carry through tonight as well. A high of 58. We'll keep clouds around and a little breezy as well. Tonight, we'll keep the winds around and a low of 39. Sunshine returns throughout the day on Tuesday. It'll still be breezy and a high in the low 60s. 37 Tuesday night. Then on Wednesday, 60 and 60s the rest of the week with more chances for rain.
As you wake up, get going this morning. North winds 10 miles per hour. It's cloudy, and it's 53 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
You could sit at home this weekend, or you could be 350 feet above the North Loop River Valley with a glass of wine in hand. At Miletta Vista Winery, we've got the view, the food, and the wine to make the drive worth it. Lunch, dinner, or small plate appetizers, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. No stress, no rush, just a better way to spend your time. Miletta Vista Winery, come and see what you've been missing. Miletta Vista Winery, St. Paul, Nebraska. Let us know you're coming. 308-754-4416.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
The key to a thriving community is a good foundation. And for over 75 years, Hastings Federal Credit Union has been building and supporting Hastings and the surrounding areas, providing the support for new cars to keep you on the road, new homes to give you a place to land, or help with whatever life throws your way. With easy access via online banking or our mobile app, it's never been easier to have your financial dreams at your fingertips. Come see us at Hastings Federal Credit Union to start your banking journey today.
This summer, baseball lives on Extreme Sports. Extreme Sports is your exclusive home for American Legion Baseball, bringing you every big moment from Hastings 5 Points Bank, Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes, and Hastings Runza. From the first pitch of the regular season to the intensity of the postseason, we've got it all covered. Every game, every inning, every highlight. Don't miss a single thing this summer. American Legion Baseball lives right here on Extreme Sports.
All right, Mike Willen, Science Center Varnick with you on this Monday, 18th day of May. Again, Memorial Day weekend gets underway this weekend. We will not be here on Friday or Monday as we celebrate the holiday. You and I can do that now. Usually at our previous location, they always had us work.
And just us.
Yeah, just us. Everybody else had
just us.
Had the weekend off and celebrated, and probably took 2 or 3 days on each side of the holiday.
Well, it was nice to be so needed, wasn't it?
Yeah, you and I were the only ones that had to work.
We were the essential employees.
Oh, you know who I'm talking about? One of our leaders. He always took off for the holiday, and then he always took off like 3 or 4 days after the holiday. Something always happened.
Mm-hmm.
Something always happened, like he had missed his flight or lost his baggage, and he had to stay in town for another 3 or 4 extra days, or his car blew up. He was stranded.
It's just a regular Clark Griswold.
Yeah. We don't have to worry about that one. We're just going to make plans. We ain't going to be here on the Friday.
Ain't happening.
Monday. So. Plus, everybody will be out celebrating anyway this weekend. First, the big holiday for the summer.
Dan Consbrook said big weekend celebrations. He going with you?
He'll be down there.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's a lake scene this week.
Oh, Jesus. That should be a riot.
Well, if I run into your acquaintance, I'll tell you
riot.
you're not coming down this weekend.
No, I can't see that happening.
No, remember her.
Oh, yeah.
God. Yeah,
I still don't think anyone's done Steamroller Blues as a karaoke song ever since, but
I'm pretty sure they haven't since you tried to do it on the karaoke stage.
I beg to differ, sir. I slayed that song.
Well, you haven't been down since you tried to sing it down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't been down since you tried to sing it.
No. I got real sicky poo. I remember the next morning, and I was like, I should stop doing this to my liver.
Yeah.
So I have not been down since.
So we rescued you. All right, let's see what else is going on. Like we said, they're going to try to play some of these events today. State baseball in Omaha, district golf teeing off at a lot of the courses today. The weather looks a little iffy by this afternoon, like you mentioned, by 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the Omaha Metro. They expect to have some severe storms, maybe even some tornadoes again. So we'll see how far they get in state baseball today. We'll have all the results and let you know bright and early tomorrow morning. So anyway, thanks for joining us. We had comments today from Husker head coach Rhonda Ravel, joining Fromm with the Nebraska softball team as they won the NCAA Lincoln Regional over the weekend. The Nebraska softball team getting ready for the Super Regionals getting underway this weekend, beginning Thursday against Oklahoma State. That's at Bowlin Stadium in Lincoln. So you can go back and listen to those comments, podcast section on our social media sites. If not, make plans to be here again tomorrow morning at 7. Huddle up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until